Hey friends, spend a few minutes with me and do a body scan and some deep breaths. This can really be done from anywhere, maybe not a moving vehicle since we will have our eyes closed, but you can come to seated in a chair, on your couch, on the floor, or you can lie down on the mat. We will start from a higher seated position and just taking a little time to bring our hands up overhead, taking a nice big reach and leaning from one side, and then coming back through center on the inhale and leaning the other way. Really think about opening up through your ribs here, grow a little taller, and then reach your arms out to the side, bring one across, and look over your shoulder. I like to wiggle my fingers here because it's hard for me to stay still, but you can do whatever feels right for you. Take a couple deep breaths. And when you're ready, slowly release your arm, open back up, really reaching your hands to the side here. You can wiggle your fingers. And when you're ready, bring the other arm across, hugging it in. Think about growing taller through your spine and taking a couple deep breaths here. Again, you can wiggle your fingers, inhale and exhale, and then slowly release. Shimmy and shake it out before we get into some of those deep breaths. You can either do this from seated, you can extend your legs long. Again, you can be in a chair. Maybe you put a prop under your knees so you have that soft bend. You can also take the prop out and stick with your higher seated position, either pressing your shoulders into a wall or, like I said, sitting on a chair. You can also come down to the floor. I'm going to start with my knees bent and my shoulders propped up on a pillow. I'm bringing my hand to my heart and my hand to my belly, and I'm just taking a few deep breaths. These first few breaths are more about finding where your body is in space. So what can you feel? What is your body making contact with? Can you feel your belly rising and your chest rising as you take these breaths? If you don't feel completely comfortable closing your eyes, you can think about softening your gaze or lowering your gaze just to relax your eyes a bit more here. And notice when you try to slow down, if your thoughts try to speed up and start talking to you a bit more than they usually do. Maybe it feels like alarm bells are ringing in your head or you are getting email notifications. Whatever it is, take a deep breath and let it go. You are never obligated to stay completely still. You can find little movements within this breath work and finding out where you feel a little bit more comfortable. While you are connecting with your breath, I urge you to explore the practice of getting 1% more comfortable, which sometimes means that you're going to need to move a little bit. Take the next few breaths to figure out if you could get 1% more comfortable as we go into this body scan. Maybe you want to add more padding underneath you. Maybe you want to take a few little movements. Maybe you want to sit up or lie down. We are going for something that is 1% more comfortable. It shouldn't be a heavy lift. It should just be something that makes you a little bit more relaxed. Once you find that place, start to deepen your breath again and think about scanning your body from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Think about scanning down the front of your body, the sides of your body, and the back of your body. Move your energy and attention to the top of your head. Take a deep inhale, and on your exhale, try to relax just 1% more. Move your attention down to your face, your forehead, your eyebrows, the back of your eyes, your nose, your cheeks, your mouth, your jaw. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, sigh it out and get 1% more relaxed. Bring your awareness to your ears, the space behind them, your neck, your throat. Take a deep inhale in, and on your exhale, release and get 1% more comfortable. Now focus on your shoulders, the front of your shoulders, the tops of your shoulders, and the back of your shoulders. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, release 1% more. Draw your attention down from your shoulders to your elbows to your wrists to your hands, and every single finger. Take your deep inhale, and on your exhale, allow them to relax a little bit more. Bring your attention back to the center of your body, to your chest, your ribs, your lungs, and your heart, your emotional heart and your actual heart. Try to really feel into this area as you take a deep inhale, filling up your lungs and feeling your chest expand. And on your exhale, sigh it out and ground down even more. Start to wrap your attention from the front of your chest to the back of your body, down your spine, and then back around to the front of your body into your belly. Thinking about your belly as not only the physical part of your body, but the internal part of your digestive system, and even deeper than that, where your gut instinct and your intuition lives. Take a super deep breath here, letting your belly expand, and then on your exhale, sigh it out. Drop your attention even deeper into your belly. Wrap it around the sides of your hips to your low back and the top of your glutes. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, release and relax this area a little bit more. Start to move your attention down from your hips to your legs, front and back, down to your knees down your shins and your calves to your ankles, your feet, and every single toe. Take a deep breath in to fill up the area of your legs, and on your exhale, release and get 1% more comfortable. Take a couple of breaths to scan your body one more time from the tips of your toes to the top of your head, and focus on the areas that maybe need a little extra love and a couple more breaths. On this final scan of your body, just acknowledge how you feel, where you feel things in your body, and start to slowly bring in small movements. Maybe you start wiggling your fingers or your toes. Maybe you blink your eyes and then slowly make them bigger. Maybe you point and flex through your toes. Maybe you roll out your wrists and sparkle your fingers, or shrug your shoulders and shake your head yes and no. Slowly take a big shift of your body. So if you've been lying flat, maybe you bend your knees and rock them side to side. If you are seated, maybe you open up your arms and take a big expansive breath. Whatever it is, just adding more movement. Find a new comfortable position, and maybe you come back to your breath again. So putting your hands on your heart or your belly, or one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. You can ground your hands by putting them on the floor or maybe on a desk. And taking the next few breaths to acknowledge or even show appreciation for your body and for yourself, because being in your body can be really hard and it's a practice. So thank you for practicing. Once you feel like you have been able to acknowledge or even appreciate this practice, maybe you start taking an even bigger movement. If you've been lying on the floor, you can roll onto one side before coming back to seated or standing. If you have been seated in a chair or on a couch, maybe you take a little bit of movement with your legs or shift your position before coming back to seated up nice and tall. A reminder that it's not uncommon to feel uncomfortable being still and being quiet. It's really important to remember that being in your body and focusing on your breath is a great way to feel connected and grounded. It's also important to remember that we are allowed to just exist. I hope you were able to enjoy taking a few minutes to slow down and breathe with me. Thanks so much for being here, friends. Take care.